Hello everyone, friends, little boxers. In today's video, we're going to examine and discuss the specific topic of tennis balls in boxing. So watch and make use of it. Just a simple, ordinary ball. The very first and probably the most important main exercise recommended for all boxers isn't just throwing punches or all sorts of transfers. With the ball, you should just start by slowly bending it with your thumb right into the center of it. This specific part is for the thumb. Next, you'll want to squeeze it firmly, using all of your fingers. You can also squeeze it with 2 fingers. There's a complete and extensive series of such massage exercises, which, well, how should I best describe it to you? My coach recommended them to me just for overall development and general fitness. And absolutely every single thing that you can do with the ball is just truly fantastic. You take it and first roll it out with your palms. Look, with your palms, you can really squeeze firmly, bring your elbows in, and perform these quick movements that you can speed up as you go. Press it specifically with your palms, put pressure on it. That's when it makes sense. If you just roll it around for no reason, there won't be any effect. You can move it in different directions, one way or the other. You can move it like this or across, but specifically with your palm. Next comes the massage part. Look. This is already the massage part. I absolutely love these because they really help to alleviate much of the physical tension. You get used to heavy exercises, insanely heavy exercises. And it kind of distracted you from the main workouts. And look, this is how you can twist it. Your task is not to let it go. See, not to drop the ball itself. You can move it around one finger. Then the palms go here. All these movements develop your fine motor skills. And besides fine motor skills, there's also this background effect. Well, it is like coordination. Look, it goes right into this spot here. You can see exactly how to move it. And when you move it, like this, right onto this part. And not with your palm, but with your wrists, just like in boxing. All these movements, for example, are used when you're defending yourself with your hands. That is, you need different forms of movement. And this little ball, it kind of prepares you, right? So once again, I'm saying, these aren't the main exercises. All auxiliary exercises simply help you form things correctly. You can even do it exactly like this. Sometimes you might find yourself chasing it all the way up to your shoulder. Look here. You can even use it as a great way to warm up your muscles. It all depends on the degree of pressure you apply. See how it works? And these circular movements themselves, when you press it down firmly and move it in all these different vectors and directions, you really have to chase it around. Here, on the abs, for example, you can see the effect clearly. You see, it seems like it is just a simple ball, just a ball, but you can actually do so much with it. It is like the sun again. Just like it was before. You can also press the ball firmly against me, meaning you engage your muscles according to the pressure applied. At the same time, you find out where your organs are located. Following those are all the exercises that involve gripping and throwing. The most popular exercise, more often than not, is this specific movement, when people start to switch their grips. And that's the only exercise they know. But besides that, there are about a dozen more exercises with the same purpose. I mean, personally, I haven't seen this anywhere on the internet. So this one is kind of on its own. A training session with the ball can last up to 40 minutes. Look, you need to toss it in such a way that the ball starts spinning. Here, it's specifically the wrist that's working. You spin it and catch it, and when you spin it, that is, the ball flies up and should hang in the air. It should hover in the air. Did you happen to catch that? You can also use the very first throw you made as a reference. It is all actually quite simple. You can, so that it doesn't even drop down at all. This is already a kind of high-speed movement. When you spin it, you want to make sure it doesn't fly off anywhere, so you can focus on it precisely. So you really need to develop your motor skills to the point where, once again, look, see, there it is. Keep it in front of you, in front of your fist all the time. And you toss it. The next exercise was also one I really liked as a kid. So when you work with it, you use this side. You toss it up. And flick it. This also requires a certain dexterity, but you can pick it up quickly. So by the time you reach your third or fourth try, you will definitely get the first part down perfectly. When you launch it, look closely, Dima. You need to flick it this way so it goes smoothly along your hand. The second part is just as important. Here is the first movement, and the second part is simply the reverse. So you can easily spin it both forward and backward continuously. Try not to drop it. But if you do drop it, there's actually a lot of hidden effort involved while you're picking it up and putting it down. That's also a really good exercise. That's pretty cool. Look, Dima, you shouldn't spread your hands too far apart. It'll roll over by itself. You just need to hold on to it. And also try rolling it in the other direction. Sort of moving it toward yourself. Well, this is just to take your mind off things a bit. Also, look here. See how it's spinning in front of you? So you're rotating it. These tiny, tiny adjustments, all of that will come in handy for you later. And you can do it in all directions. Now look, tossing it over. Everyone knows these exercises, but very few know how they actually work in reality. When you do these things slowly, everything is fine for you. Everything with coordination. Try doing it with your eyes closed. Everything will change. See, everything changes. Now look at how boxers do it. You need to feel all of this with your wrist. Don't try to achieve painful relaxation. Well, like this. Look, this is already in the realm of circus tricks. It's simple. You engage your shoulder. That's it. Easy and simple. You can hit with one shoulder, catch with the other. Look, you can toss it like this. If you can toss it like that, you can toss it this way too. And here, pay attention. Right here, as your hands move, your body will involuntarily start to follow along, both to the right and to the left. All of these are simple exercises. And you can, starting from this, slowly and gradually change the angle up and down, and just keep going further. You begin repeating those lines of movement with your entire body. Yeah, and move exactly the way I do. Make sure you're watching not only my hands, but also my entire body. This is a really good exercise. See, as I get closer, I've already pulled ahead of you. Closer, closer. Good job. There are special juggling exercises that boxers do. This develops agility and focus. And of course, coordination as well. Ready? Now look, I've thrown it straight to your hand and then you toss it back to me. Ready? You are really going to need to catch it carefully. See, these are synchronized exercises here. Your attention is constantly being strained because there are a wide variety of factors you need to keep track of. Now, take a look at this. I'm going to start carefully tossing it to your hand where the ball is. And then you'll toss it right back to my hand where the ball is. Ready? Yes. Oh, everyone does their own thing. It's okay. See, things like this happen quite often, so you have to be very attentive. Let's start with the simple ones. These are the simplest ones. Now look, let's make it more difficult. See how hard it is? Yeah, it seems simple, but here you have to both throw and catch. If I say left, you catch with your left. If I say right, you catch with your right. Be attentive, because here you'll have to react very quickly. Right. Move to the right, then to the left, and left again. You always make sure to catch the ball with that specific hand, and then you immediately throw it back using that very same hand. Keep it going, left, left, and that makes 2 successful repetitions in a row. 2. 2. Now look, I'm going to throw it to you, and then right away we go. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we just keep repeating that same pattern. 2, 1, 2. With one hand, with the other, you can do it this way or that way. Well, I think that's enough for now. Look, here is a very good and effective exercise for bouncing the ball off the wall. I am going to show you the exactly right way to do it now. First, you just learn like this. You understand how it bounces back. See? You can throw it like this and catch it like that. Or you can do it the classic way without lowering your hand. That is, you toss it and kind of hit it. You can step back. Or look, this one throws, this one catches, this one throws, this one catches. So at different angles. Next you start, look, you toss it up with your fist, catch it, toss it up with your fist, catch it, toss it up with your fist, catch it. You just throw it and catch it with this hand. Then you can do 2 consecutive hits. That is, you toss it once, hit it twice. The farther you step back, the increasingly harder it gets. Next, you can make it even simpler for yourself. Just toss it up and hit it. Next, you can even bring it under a hook shot. You bring it in, hit and catch. Bring it in, hit, catch. All these exercises require a certain dexterity. They are done. Well, Dimka, this is considered a relaxation exercise. That is, it's best to warm up with these at the beginning of the workout, because by the end of the workout, your coordination will be a complete mess. There are actually tons of such exercises. You just have to let your imagination run wild. That's why in the Soviet Union, there were so many options, especially of a game-like nature. Because when you're constantly working in a very intense mode, you can go crazy. And these exercises, first of all, distract you from the heavy workouts. And, you know, when you work hard to develop your skills, reaction and coordination, all those fine motor functions of the hand, they will all really help you out later on in your life. So, out of a dozen different exercises, the ones that are truly effective, I'm telling you, only 3 or 4 are carefully chosen and announced. And all the other auxiliary exercises, for some reason, I don't know, they're just not used at all nowadays. So when I show them to boxers, even top-level ones, they're just shocked. They've never even seen anything like this in their lives. They're just used to this head, that's all. Yes, it's a good exercise. You can move it between your legs however you want. You can move it behind your back and so on and so forth. But besides that, they don't know anything else. But you need to develop yourself. So guys, develop yourselves and be creative in your approach. Such a simple ball can help you develop a lot of skills. So, wishing everyone goodness, love, and see you next time.